everyone, Richard Carlton, and welcome to another awesome day of FileMaker training. Let me kill that window right there. This is fmtrain.tv, where every day at this time slot, 1 o'clock Pacific time, subject to whatever time zones that we may or may not be in, and daylight savings and all other shenanigans by the U.S. government. You can visit us here while we learn together about the FileMaker platform. And so some days you are showing us cool things and we learn. Some days we're showing you cool things. We're always learning together, which is very exciting. If I go to the fmtraining.tv website, you can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. So you go to fmtrain.tv. You can see today we have some more Nick shenanigans right here. So Nick is officially back from, I don't know. He left Colombia, ended up in France, got a car, drove across a ferry, robbed a bank, and ended up at his house in Greece. So we're excited to have him back on the schedule. Yeah, that's him there. He's got his fraternity shirt on. Looks like he's pledging the Delta Chi Sigma fraternity, which is great. The Delta fraternity from Animal House. And then we'll have to put Nick on double secret probation, which will be very exciting. So the upcoming broadcast schedules today and tomorrow, we got Nick working on the hot air balloon modernization project. There's been discussion about getting the hot air balloon file and getting it available and made available to you folks. I don't know where that conversation is at. Nick, have you talked about that at all yet?
Yes, no? Yeah, we talked with Ken.
Okay. And
I'm actually Ken.
Ken is good with sharing the file, but we wanted to have a quick chat to make sure there's nothing he didn't want pulled from it before we shared the file to everyone.
So Thursday, Leland Long will be back talking about JavaScript. So I wanted to bring all of you up to speed on that little piece. So that's Thursday. Then Friday is kind of an open day. It's either myself or Christian Schmidt. This week it'll be Christian Schmidt talking about his stuff. And then Nick will be back Monday. So real quick, if I go up here to JavaScript training, we're still working on this a little bit, but if you go in here and sign up, you'll get a link. So what this is that as Leland Long does additional JavaScript/JSON related videos, we're adding to like a JavaScript JSON kind of destination page right here. So there's free JSON basics here. He shot these 2 videos. So that's the JavaScript destination page right here. Bunch of free content right here. You can actually, if I move this out of the way, you can roll these up. And then you see the paid course down here. So if you want to pay for specific training on how to connect FileMaker to React Native applications, you can buy that up here, and that is appreciated. So I'm going to transfer the bridge to Nick Hunter, who has promised me that he will keep his clothes on during this event. Nick, are you there? And should we assume that you are fully clothed and will stay that way?
Yes, I'm fully clothed. So hello everybody. So thank you, Ken, for joining today. So welcome back.
Thanks. Welcome back to you.
To the program. Thank you very much for everything. So thank you for sharing the file with us. So with the audience and with everybody, that will be great. So I don't know how, Marge, you want to do that. We do that a weekly update. How you want to do that? You want to every week we send a version of what we build?
Probably that would be the best, and then I'll update it the next week when we're done with next week's stuff.
Okay, no problem. So let's do that. Yes. So yesterday we started to work on the documents, right? So we work on the documents that you have, right, on the file, and because we saw that you have many documents, so you have many tables. You have many tables where you have many fields, where you have different type of documents, right? So I demonstrate that the best way. So let me unshare this and share my screen right quick here. Okay, yesterday, so we discussed about documents, right? About containers. So, and we saw that you have containers. Why I cannot open this? Where is it? Okay, so we saw that you have many documents, many containers in many tables, right? So you have the pilot documents here, right? So you have
right.
container, right? Container. Okay. So for each type of document, you have a container, right? And then you have also on the balloon, I assume. So you have container right here, right? Container. So you have a lot of containers and stuff like that. So we start to introduce a new way, a different way to handle this stuff, right? So when you have many documents for, for the same, many types of document for the same entity, right? So instead of having multiple fields scattered all across the solution, like you have so far, which is okay when you have a simple file and you have a small solution, but when you start having big files, right? So when you start having more complex interaction, then and when you want to get rid of all the limitation, that means you can have as many documents you want and you can link as many documents you want. So instead of doing this, we have one unique table, right? One unique table, right? Where we have a container, one unique container that will handle all the document types, right? So
Got it.
yeah. So and then the advantage is that I showed yesterday that we have plenty of goodness coming out of this. We cover a plain view, small version of the same document. So I can show that here. So that's what we did yesterday, right? So we have this, right? So you have a big version, a small version. Then you can have the size of the documents, the extension of the document. So you can have many things out of this thing that you cannot really do when you have multiple containers. Because if you have multiple containers and you want to know the size of a file inside a container, you need to have as many calculation for the size as you have containers, right? So if you have 10 containers, that means you need 10 of this, you need 10 of this, 10 of this, so and 10 of this, right? So you have many duplications. So if you want something like this with 10 containers, so you end up having 50 fields, right? Just for this.
Yes.
When you can have this exactly. So when you can have the same thing with only those fields, that's it. And all are well arranged, well put inside one unique table. Which table can be identifiable, right? And table where we can have a unique anchor buoy for connection, right? So we have a word here that will be dedicated to the documents. So it gives many advantage, right? And then now what I want to do, I want to continue this, right? And I want to bring those documents into the layout, right? So I want to bring the documents inside this layout here, right? Of the document. So we can have for each what's the name pilot here, we have all the documents, right? So how we do that? So I forgot. So let me post this. I forgot to open the file where I'm going to borrow. I have a file when I'm going to borrow all the components and stuff like that. So I'm going to open this file. Why it doesn't want to me to open this file? Okay, I'm opening. Right. So sorry, I forgot to open this beforehand. So okay, so it's there. So Nick Hunter, and I'm opening this. So and then I'm going to show you what happened here. Wrong password. Okay, so so I'm going to show you how to borrow all an object, a full feature for documents, right? So I'm going to show you how we borrow this, right? So and so it's opening the file. Okay, so let's opening the file here so we can resume it. So here we are going to put the documents, right? So the documents here in that file, right? They are here, in their parcel, right? So here I have documents, and I'm going to open this, right? When I share my screen with Zoom, it's a little bit sluggish, but it's okay. Okay, so it's going to come. So, yeah, it's going to come. Yeah, when I share Zoom with Zoom, is kind of sluggish. Okay. Hello.
Zoom seems a little sluggish even on my end watching
Yeah.
today.
It's I don't know. I don't know why they do that. It's it takes a lot of horsepower on the computer, and so here you have a world. Okay, so we have something extremely advanced about how to handle the documents, right? So I'm not sure we're going to build something that advanced, but this is what you can do. So for this type of management, we have a lot of documents, right? So we have different type of documents, right? So we have, because this is a parcel, this is a property. So you have all the deeds and the contract and the closing statement, all many documentation here. So, and then here you have different types. So you can have different on this here, on the final value, right? So you have the final value, you have the title, and then you have the document here from the county that is coming from the county. I show that because this is public, so it's public information that I'm not. And then you have 4 documents here, right? So when you click here, you have 4 documents, right? And then you have, you can see the documents. So we have records. Each document is a record. So we have one. So all of this is one table, one container, and a relationship, right? So pretty much, right? So slowly I'm going to show. Okay, yeah, I double click on this. So slowly I'm going to show how we build stuff like this. We are just going to build something simpler, okay? Something simple. So first, so we're going to borrow things. So I'm going to ignore that part for now. I'm going to ignore that part for now. This one, right? And we are going to borrow. We are going to borrow all this nice looking list of records, list of documents, right? So I'm going to borrow this table. I'm going to borrow this, right? I'm going to borrow those things, and I'm going to borrow those things, and I'm going to borrow those things. But here I might have, I might have to group and stuff like this. But we are going to. But so let's copy this. Yeah, move something I did undo. Okay, so let's copy this first. We're going to copy that poll. Okay. So I'm going to here, and I'm going to bring all the documents attached to that pilot, right? So here we have a portal. So I'm pasting the portal in that document, right? I hope it won't take for long. And yeah, because pasting takes some time. So, and then we are going to build how to handle multiple documents, right? And how we can display that document on the layout, right? Without leaving that screen, right? So you have one layout, you have multiple documents, right? Multiple containers related to one pilot, and then you can display this container in the layout here directly. So without having to go to another layout, right? So I hope you won't.
Or clutter that up with 5 containers.
Yeah, exactly. So, and we can have a limited number of documents, not only 5. If you need more, you can have as many as you want, right? So we have no limitation. Have no limitation on this, right? So here we have the portal. So how to link that portal, right, to the, so I'm going to remove this. So how to link that? I'm going to remove that too. Okay, yeah. So how to link this content, the portal to the document. So here I am in the pilot world, okay? So I need to link this into the document table. So I'm going there, I'm going to use the link for the pilot, so that we can put that here a little bit. So from that pilot here, right? And I'm going to create a relationship to the documents, right? So here, I'm going to establish, like let's say we're going to name this world TO5, TO5A, right, for example. And we say this is coming from pilots, right? And documents, right? Documents, right? And for that, I am going to use, right, a foreign key, okay? So here how we handle this. So foreign key, I'm going to name it IDF from, okay? And this is all. So why I name like this? So from the pilots to the documents, using the IDF from. So why I'm using a name like this? Why I'm not saying IDF pilots, the foreign key for pilot? Why? Is because I'm going to use the same table for many parent keys, not only the pilots. I will use the same table to be related to, in that case, to pilots and balloon. I don't need to have two foreign keys. I will have only one, but I cannot put the name IDF balloon or IDF pilot. So I name it IDM from like from somewhere, is the foreign key from somewhere, right? So the documents, I'm going to create this IDF from, is coming from somewhere. This is my foreign key. That this foreign key will be used for many other parent tables, not only one, okay? So now that I have this field, I can say from the pilot to this, right? This is what I want. I want to show all the documents from that table to that table related with this parent key to that foreign key, but foreign key name is like, an open name. It's, it's from pilot, from balloon, from whatever, we don't, and we don't need to have two fields. We can use the same. Why? Because each record here will be either to pilot or to balloon, but the same record won't be linked to both. So I don't need two foreign key, right? We're going to
Got it. That makes sense. That's cool.
Makes sense, right? Makes sense. So we limit, we limit the number of fields, right? So now that I have this, so let's see how we do that, right? So here, now I can link this to the TO5 pilot documents, right? So now I have a poll linked to the table, right? And here, right, we can put like information about the document, for example. Here, in that database here, I build a field where I put many information inside one unique field, right? So that could be basic information, right? The most relevant information we need. So I'm going to replicate what I've built here because pretty much is it's what I get the most often. Right? So I'm going to the doc here, and I have a document info, something like this. Where is the I have an info stuff. Where's the document info? I don't have document info here. Timestamp display, entity form. I don't care about this. Oh, file info display. Okay, file. Okay. So this is the field I'm using, right? In that case. So what it is, I want the extension, I want the date, I want the size, right? And I want to build something, right? I want to display something. So here in that case, so let's copy this. So here in that case here, right? What do I have here in that info display, right? I'm going to show you. And so I'm going to give it a chance. Okay, so on the documents here, I have this date, type, size, right? Which is cool.
Okay.
I have a kind of a file info. It's all about the file inside the container, right?
Sure.
So let's replicate this. So I'm going to my document here, and I'm going to paste that field, right? And I'm going to link my documentation here. Oh, it didn't come with the calculation. That's weird. So let's go back here. Let's copy that document info. Don't know why it didn't come with the calculation, by the way. File info display. Don't know why. It's okay. We can just copy this. Okay. So I'm going there, and I'm going there. File info display, and I'm pasting. So I need a trigger. So we know that technique now. So we have a trigger that this auto entry calculation whenever I want it. I have the file container, I have the file extension, right? I have the file date, right? The file size converted. And so now this works. So you see, because I'm bringing one table from one file to another, using always the same names, using always the same fields, right? So obviously when I build something like this, right, I bring everything, and I just need to do some very minor changes, right? So in that case here, what we do, this is French, by the way.
I was going to ask what that was.
Yeah. It's okay. So here we have, if it's not empty the file, that means if I have something in the file, that if I have something in the container, I could have named that container, by the way. It's better, right? If it's empty container, right? Then I have the string. If it's not empty, right? I have the string one. So I want this. I want the dates, dash, the extension, and parentheses the size. So I want this. I want this first. I want this, the size. I want this. Otherwise, I want this to be a display as no file, right? No file. If it's empty, I want no file. If it's not empty, I want this. Right? That's very simple.
Yep.
Okay. So now I have this, right? So let's continue. So now I can display in my container, in my portal, I can display here. I can go there, go to the TO5A, and display the file display. So this is what I have here, right? There, here I have the file name. I have the title. I have the title of the file. Because we can type a title manually, right? I have the title here, right? Here, this is the pretty much the what's the name, the type of the file of the. We can put that, but I don't think I need this, right? So we can pick up something we can display here, something relevant. So for example, here we can put the file name, right? Because we have the title and the file name. That can be two things, and the date. Right? So let's put this file name, file date. Okay. And here now, remember, we have a document. I want to replicate, right, what you have here, all the container. So where are the pilot containers, the pilot documents here, right?
Yeah, pilot document.
Exactly. I want to replicate those, right? I want to replicate this. So I want a type of documents, right? I want a field where I can put what type it is,
Right.
type, right? The text. Okay. So in the type, we are going to put what it is, right? So always when you have something like this, when you display something like this, you need to think about when something is empty. Otherwise, it looks ugly. It looks like it's empty. You don't know what happened. For example, in that case, I said for the info, for example, I said if it's empty, I want no file. That gives me an indication. That means when something is empty, right? I give the indication to the user, oh, there's no file in that record, right? It's an indication, right? Here, the type, what I want to say in the type, I want to say if is empty self. That means if the type is empty, if the field itself is empty, I want to say unknown, right? It's a type unknown. I don't know the type. Otherwise, keep whatever I have in that field. Doing this, you say, okay, if is empty self, that means the field type, the type field, right? I am in a type field. Put unknown. Otherwise, put whatever I put there. Keep what I'm typing. Keep what I put there, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So now I have my type. Okay. Of course, I'm going to put the type in that bar here. So how we do this? So you know that FileMaker, you can rotate objects, right?
Yes.
Right? You can rotate. So I rotate this object to be on the side like this, right? You can rotate only text fields. Of course, you can rotate square, text bars, but you cannot rotate button bars. I don't think you can rotate buttons. I'm not sure. Let's try. And you cannot rotate polls. That would be great, by the way. Yeah, button you can.
Yeah, horizontal portals with one rotate.
Portal you can't. Portal you can't. Slide control you can't, or whatever tab or stuff like that you can't. Slide control neither. You can't slide. I don't think you can rotate popover, right? But because this would be not. Yeah. Oh yeah, you can. Oh yeah. Yeah, because it's a button. Yeah. So yeah, you can rotate popovers. Okay, that's good. What else we have? Polar we know we can't. Graph we can't. I don't think this can be rotated. Web viewer, no, right? So you have object, you can rotate, some cannot. Okay. So here I'm going to paste my type in that field here, which is here 13. I could back. Okay. I could put a conditional formatting, but I'm not doing that right now. So let's keep it that way. Okay. So here I have something where I can now, right? I can now put a record in my documents, and it will come here. So demonstration. So if I go this here, I have the ID of this guy, right? This is the ID of this guy, right? And I want to link documents to that guy. So I'm going to my table here. I'm going to add the fields, the foreign key, remember, here.
From.
Right? And let's say for that document, I want to paste this. So I'm putting the parent key of that guy to the foreign key of that document here. Boom, is there, right? So I have a double field here. That was from the thing I borrowed. So that's the file date.
Oh.
Yeah, and I need to remove this conditional hidden state. So here, but I need to copy, paste this because I need to resize. See, no file and title, boom. So they're both entitled. Okay, so because here I have the name of the file, the file name, right? And I have the title, which is different. This is a beautiful beach. Okay. So now I have the title and the file name. Okay, file name, the name of the file inside this, and the title. I have the dates we included, the extension and the size, right? Here. Okay. So now,
yep.
But here it didn't come. This didn't come because this normally. Let's do something else. Let's create a new record here, right? So because it's otherwise. So I create a new record, right? I paste this, right? And I'm going to paste that ID in the new record I've just pasted here. So now we have two. So now I have everything. So this one can delete it. I can delete it completely. Okay. So now it said unknown, the date, the type, the size, and title. I can say beautiful beach with the B. Okay. So now I have this. So you see, it's good, it's nice, right? But remember, now what I can do here, I can improve that. So if I want to put the type, right? If I want to put the type, I put the type here. And I can change the type. Okay. My type. Okay. Boom. And that changed here, right? So we have a lot of information in a very small, beautiful place. Okay. Of course, what I can do this, right? I can do this. Up. I can do this. A little bit here. And I can add my thumbnail. Remember, I have a thumbnail, right? I have a thumbnail. So I can put that here like a preview of my file, right? And here I have a alternate container, which we should be empty. No, I don't have. Okay, let's build it. So I don't want background. I don't want nothing here. I want nothing, right? So this is my thumbnail view, okay? And of course, I cannot go there, no browse mode. So now I have a thumbnail view, so I can see a preview of my file, right?
Right.
So that's great. That looks great. So this is coming from that small version, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not showing, so it will be lighter to display if you have many files, right? If you have many, right? So here, now that's okay. So I can have another one, I can have, let's say, this PDF, right? So I can create a new record. I paste the PDF, right? And I'm going to paste the ID of this guy, right? And now you will see that I have two records, right? Here I have a PDF, I have a preview, and here I have my photo, right? So I have two records now, okay? And I can go again, get this, okay? Create a new record, paste it, right? And I can copy that ID and put there. So that document now is related. So I have 3 documents, right? And I can add as many documents I want to that, to that guy. If I go there, there's nobody, there's nothing, right? If I go there, I have those, okay? So now I want to continue the building on this because it's not done, right? First, before we start the creation of the documents, I want to display a big version, a large version of that document here on the side, okay? So that's easy. We put that here. I'm going to that file and I'm going to borrow this construction here, right? This construction, this. So this, the type, the dates, the type, and all of this, I'm going to borrow all of this, okay? So that's easy because it's all grouped and stuff like this. So first, I need to borrow, if you let me do it. Come on, Zoom, let me do it. Okay, thank you. So I'm going to borrow this. I'm going to borrow this and this. So I copy this construction and I paste it here, right? So I put it here and I can make it, I forgot the field. Oh, it was there. Oh, it's underneath, back.
Yeah, I know. Sometimes I notice that when I copy, it doesn't always respect the layering.
Yeah, it's yeah. I have no idea why he's doing this, by the way. He shouldn't have done this. But anyway, sometimes you have weird stuff happening. So here I can put that here, can put that here. Okay, so and now I can put that on the side, right here. Okay, so I have my type, I have my title, which is large. I can put this here. I have my type. I can put like this. Okay. And I have my document, so I can ungroup that. And I can just, oh, I have another group here, I think. No, this is, yeah. So, yeah, because it's not the same. So I have this. That's my container, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have this here. So we have a group here. I'm going to ungroup this. And I'm going to put that here, right? And here I have this. Okay, so now I need to bring to, put everything, to connect the dots.
Right.
But here I need another relationship. That means here I'm showing all my free documents. I'm showing all the records here, all the records. Okay. But here, I want to display what I'm going to click here, right?
Right.
That's what I want to display. So in my pilots table, because I am in pilot table, I'm here, this is pilot. In my pilot, I need a field, a global field, that I'm going to name selected documents. Okay? And it's a global. Okay. So in that field, I am going to put, right? I'm going there. I'm duplicating that relationship, right? And I want still the documents related to the pilot, right? Still. But at the same time, sorry, I want only the selected document. That's why we need IDs. In that field, I'm going to put the ID, that document, right?
Okay.
The ID of the document, each time you add a document, each time you create a record, I'm getting a UUID. Each time, right?
Right.
So you say, Nick, why, if it's a UUID, why you add the guy here? Why you add the pilot if when you click, you get a UUID? And I'm going to show you why. Okay. So I need those two, right? Relationship, right? So this is a B, so we need to rename it. Pilot to document is not ID from, it's the ID documents. And I have another one. I have two keys, and that here as let's say, as an additional information inside my relationship as selected. So now look, I have two relationships. One say, I'm going from pilot to documents, and the foreign key I'm using is the ID from, and that show all the documents from the guy. Here, I'm saying, okay, I'm still going from pilots to documents. The foreign key I'm using, the primary foreign key I'm using, main foreign key I'm using is the ID document, but I have another one. Here, I have two keys, right? Two. And this one I'm using to display the selected document. So now I'm going to explain. Now that I have this, right? I'm going to connect the dots. So the type, it will be from the B, and I have the type from the B. The title, it will be from the B, and I have the title. The container will be from the B, and I'm showing the full size container. The full size container. This is the file name from the B, right? And I'm going to do something like this. Oops. Okay, let me. 250. Okay. So that's the name of the file name. And this pill from the B, right? It's the file size converted, right? So I have the file size, I have the name of the documents, right? And here I have what's the name? The container, right? So let me remove this. And here we have the dates. So this is the dates, the file dates, right? We can hide this. So I'm showing, for example, here I have three objects. I have where you select the dates, and this is my date construction, right? Where I have, this is a day, and this is a month and year, right? So now I have my construction, right? My construction is done. I'm going to put on the layout, the global field I just created. Remember, I created the global field, right? On the pilot for the selected documents. So I'm going to show you how it works. This field here is for the selected documents, right here. Okay. So how it works. I want to display here the one I click here, right? So I'm going to my documents, right? And I want to display the beautiful beach, for example. If I copy the ID of the documents that belongs to the beautiful beach here, if I put that here, it comes here. You know, the type, the title, the size, file name, and the picture. If I go there and I say, no. Now I want to display this one. Okay. You put this ID, boom. Now you have another one. And why it doesn't come? Yeah. Now you have this. So now you have a PDF. It said, you know, that's the name. So this one. And if I go there, I select that ID. I put that ID here. Boom. I have this. And everything changed. Right? Okay, so now how I can make clicking here, right? And make that happening without going to the table and copy paste, right? Well, it's easy. I have the ID. I have the ID of the documents. Let me display this like this and put a nice red background and white. For each document in the portal, right? For each document in the portal, here, I have the ID 9375, D600, C55. I have the ID this one is C65, and here this one, D600, this one. And this one here is 9375. So I have those IDs. Just what I need is to copy this and paste this and paste, and paste that here. That's what I need to do. Okay, so that's super easy. We have something called set field, right? So I already have the button set up. I have a select item. So I have this script, universal script, and I said in the parameter, right? I say, I want to set the G selected documents. So I have a global field in the table pilot. I want the script to set a field by name. I want to set that field with the ID that I have here. So I want in the T05A, I want the ID of the documents. So what is happening here? That button here that is inside the portal will automatically this will put inside this field, the selected document, the content of the field that is inside the T05. And for that, I have a script that do that for me. Set field by name. Set field by name. The name of the field is the first parameter, and the content of the field is the second parameter. Here, the first parameter is the name of the field. So this is how you grab the name of the field. You said get field name, and you get the field name. And here you get the content of the field, right? That means I want the content of that ID, right? So now, let me do something for you. Let me.
And that button was there when you copied all those other elements over, right?
Yeah, exactly. Everything comes, from this here. Everything was built already.
It was part of the copy, the early copy.
Exactly. So I want to demonstrate how easy it is to bring one world to another world, one thing to another file, and if you don't try to, if you keep going all the ways, I'm keeping doing this for years. I have the same damn thing for years. I don't even build another one, because it's good, so now this script will work. Okay, so demonstration. This, right?
Yeah.
So when you click, okay. So now that's good. That's very good. That's nice. Look good. But something missing. How I know which one of those I'm displaying?
Yep.
Right? Because it's, okay, you can, but if you have 10 records here, how you know? Okay.
Especially if you didn't have the thumbnails in the list.
You have two buttons here. Two. One gray and the one white with the new morphism, nice drop shadow, here. This one is the one I want to use to click. Okay. So the gray one. The gray one is the one I want to use to click. Right. So I did a mistake here. I need to bring this here. Sorry for that. I need to bring this here. But at one point you will see that I need both. But I want to make things slowly, right? So I'm bringing this. Okay. So this one, the gray one, is the one I click. Right. So I want the gray. Right. So this is very simple. I want the gray, right, to be hidden when whatever the ID of the document is different from the ID, the one in the global, the ID in the global, different than the ID of the document I have here. So when this ID is different than this, right, I want to hide this, right? And of course, the other one, the white one, it's the exact opposite, right? So actually it was this one, and the other one is the opposite. Sorry, this one and this one is different. So this one equals, sorry. Okay, so let's rephrase. When the ID of the row is equal of the ID I put here, I want the white to show.
Right.
And when it's not, I want the gray to show. So demonstration. This one selected. This one selected. This one selected. This one selected. So when the ID of this one, the ID here is of this record is equal of the ID I put there, hide the gray. When the ID is different from hide the white, right? It's the opposite. Okay, so far so good. So we have this, okay? Yeah, I know. Okay, so we have this. Now we know which one I am in. This is gray. This is white with the background, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you see, we build something extremely great without big trouble. So now you saw that I have this delete button here. So the delete button, I have a trick for you. Okay. First, I have a universal script that you will get with the file, and this is the same script I'm talking over all of, the universal script is delete item. Okay, so I have a universal script, a script that deletes everything. I can delete a row, I can delete a record, and I can delete what I call a field, which is blank, which is remove the content of a field. I have the same what's the name? Scripts that does that for me. I can delete a row, a record, okay. And I have a custom dialog that will tell me, what you want to delete. So this script here, I'm going to use it, but the parameter will give me what I want to say when I want to delete. So I want to delete a row because I am in a plural. Otherwise, I would have said record, right? But here it's a row because my script is expecting that I'm informing the script that I want to delete a row. And here, ever I want to display in the custom dialog, right? So what I want to display in the custom dialog, I want to display whatever in the T05A I want the title. Okay? So my script will say, okay, in the script parameter number 2, so do you want to delete blah? That will be the name, the title of the file. And here I'm saying, okay, if the first parameter was raw, delete the plural. If it was record, delete a record. If it was fields, set field by name and you blank it. Okay? So that script does that. So I don't need to have a delete document script. I don't need that. So demonstration, right? If I want to delete this here, I want to delete this. I click here and I say, okay, I'll do R43052, because this is the name of the title. Cancel. If I change the title, okay, this is a PDF, for example, okay? If I want to, I click here, now it will say, do you want to delete this as a PDF? Right? And if you say yes, if you say delete, that goes away. Boom. Right? Goes away. Deleted. Right? But I have a trick here, something I like to do to ensure that we don't have a unexpected deletion. Okay. I hide that button. I hide that button whenever the selected document is different than the T05A ID. Okay, why I'm doing this? So why this button will show up only in front of the selected document. Here I don't have it. If I click here, now I have here, but I don't have here. Why? Then you show what you do. You display the documents, and then you give the chance of somebody that you not, because it could be misleading. You understand? If you click here, you show this one and you click here, you know what I mean? So here you have no excuse. If you click here, you have the delete button in front, right, of the selected documents. So you see it. You see the documents, right? Right? So there's no excuse here, right? And no excuse. So if we have questions, I saw one on Discord.
We have one question, but then we'll need to wrap up because I have a meeting with Haley
Yeah.
in 10 minutes. So, how to calculate the first letter of name and last name to a container when it is empty, and also the get thumbnail field width height.
Okay. So how to calculate the first letter of a name and last name, the first letter of name and last name to a container. First name, last name on a container. David, yeah, you need to clarify this.
Do you have Discord open, Nick?
Oh, the first and the last letter of a name. That's what you want.
I think he's looking for initials. First letter of the first name and the first letter of the last name. I'm not sure about the conditions he's asking though.
Yeah, let him type. Because here I'm seeing the last is the first. Yes, the initial. The initial of if you have multiple words, right? That's what you want. Yeah, you can do that. Write words. Yeah, but that is good if you have two. If you have three, how you do? And also yeah. So you can do the right. Okay, so I can show that on the screen.
I wonder if he's wondering about the pictures in the master detail way over on the left where the pilots are.
Yeah.
So the first record there has my picture, but the second record of Alfred has their initials instead of the because there is no.
Yeah. So so we can do that tomorrow because Marge needs to go, and the get thumbnail. If it's a picture in it, and also the get thumbnail if it's a picture in it.
That's why I'm thinking it's that left column. How does it decide whether to put the thumbnail in there if there's a thumbnail or put those initials in there?
Yeah, okay. So so we can do it right quick here. I'm using the placeholder. Right? So I'm using the placeholder here. So the placeholder, you can I'm doing this, you know, you can say no file. Right? I'm doing this. Right? So the placeholder will do that for you. Okay, so if I have a record here, and then we go March, don't worry, I don't forget you. If I copy this and I put a new record here, but which is empty, this will happen, right? You have whatever you want. You understand? It's empty. There's nothing. So the thumbnail, if I put something here, right? If I put something here, the placeholder will go, right? And the picture will come. Because the placeholder, this is all of the placeholder, right? A placeholder is something in the field, right? The field, right? So if it's empty, so here in that field I have this, but if I remove this, I have this, something in the field, you know, paste. This is the placeholder. So you can use the placeholder to do that for you. You know, the
placeholder can be a calculation, so it could
be a calculation. So you can put the initials, your initial calculation in the placeholder here, right? You put here
like we did way over on the left in the pilot master detail.
Exactly. So exactly how we did here. This is we have this. I'm pointing to a field where I have my initials. So okay, so if we don't have another question, I think we're good to go.
We do, but Lynn, I'm going to ask your question tomorrow.
Okay, yeah, we can do that tomorrow. No problem.
So it's going to be tomorrow. First question tomorrow, Lynn. So cool. Thank you everyone for coming. We appreciate it. Thank you both, Ken and Nick.
Thank you.
Always appreciate having you on. I'm going to run the credits.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Ken. See you tomorrow.
Okay, bye, Nick. Bye, Marge.
report of an individual up here who may be a FileMaker license. Well, it's potentially expired. Look at the back of that car right there. Looks like the FileMaker license has expired. Sir, I need you to step out of the vehicle. Sir, step out of the vehicle. Sir!